Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in.
Good morning and happy 4th of July weekend.
You're not on.
You're right. There. Good morning again, and welcome to the 4th of July weekend. That may be too much. It certainly needs to, it doesn't need to be said that we live in a divisive time, right? And I think it was accented all the more when about 12 days ago, the Supreme Court decided two very significant things, one on guns in New York and the other on, of course, Roe v. Wade. And it's caused an uproar, but we've all known that. No matter which side one might be on, pro-life or pro-choice, the division and divisiveness and rancor is really real. And it's been there a long time, but it seems like it's just inching up some more, especially as we go into elections in the fall. So I'd like to read something that we all need, and that is healing. You may have gotten a copy of this. I think it was sent out by Lydia this week, but I think it's very relevant to what we're going through, not just now, but maybe especially now, but for a long time. And so let me just read this. Just because I feel like no one has said it, to the woman who is pro-life, you are loved beyond measure. To the woman who is pro-choice, you are loved beyond measure. To the woman who is on the fence, you are loved beyond measure. To the woman who is heartbroken from being told she is unable to have children, you are loved and created for a purpose. To the woman who is excitingly pregnant with her 5th child, even though her family says it's irresponsible, you are loved and created for a purpose. To the woman who found out the child inside of her would cost her her life and chose to abort, you are loved and created for a purpose. To the woman whose world has been turned upside down when her child's heart stopped beating inside her womb, there is endless, unconditional love for you. To the woman who is on the bathroom floor looking at 2 pink lines after running from their abusive partner, there is endless, unconditional love for you. To the woman who has to make an impossible decision when she was told her child was not forming properly and was in extreme pain, there is endless, unconditional love for you. To the woman whose abortion haunts her every day, there is grace and incredible love for you. To the woman who was raped and found out she was pregnant and decided to not carry the child, there is grace and incredible love for you. To all of the women who had to make a choice to bring life into the world or to end it, and to the ones who were not given a choice, I hope you know that spirit and love is endless for you. Regardless of whether people say that your choice was right or wrong, and with all the hatefulness on both sides, I hope you know that you are loved by Spirit. Spirit understands your pain, grief, worry, doubt, and every other thing you had to go through. And you are priceless and endlessly loved in spirit and mind. I apologize for those who told you different. You are loved beyond measure. Mel, a woman, imperfect, loved by spirit as spirit. I think that's beautiful. I would just add that that's true for us men too, because it takes two to conceive a life. And we men have to be just as responsible and willing to be loved and forgiven by that endless grace as you women. We're all in this together. And then from Cindy, she sent out a email, a Wayne Dyer poem, I guess it is, which I think is a good way to kind of end this introduction this morning. And this is what Wayne Dyer had to say. I choose to feel peaceful. The place of my origination is stillness, from which all creation originates. I trust in myself. I live in a divinely inspired universe. In all of nature, no storm can last forever. It is through selfless action that I experience my own fulfillment. I relax and enjoy life. I am kind and at peace. Those are words, I think, the first one that I read, this one, that we all need to hear. And we celebrate the birth of our country this weekend. And hopefully the sense that we're all in this together, and I think we really are, but we don't always realize it. So take realization that we are one in spirit and loved unconditionally always. So let's move on. So to our vision, let us join together in affirming this vision of coming together in a transformed way. Together, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission together, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children with this affirmation together. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And from the Daily Word, the word today is free, and the saying is, living for my Christ nature sets me free. As a spiritual being, I am always free. I remember this at those moments I feel at the mercy of an unpredictable world. While I may not be able to control what happens around me, I can take comfort knowing I don't need to. I am free to choose my response. But even more, I am free to meet life from my divinity, the breadth of my spiritual power. In prayer, I claim divine ideas. I use my gift of imagination to envision the life I wish to live and the gift of will to make choices to bring it about. I speak affirmations to raise my consciousness and help create conditions for my highest and best outcomes to manifest. I find precious freedom realizing that life doesn't happen to me, life happens through me, and I would add as me. And from the Gospel of John, so if the Son makes you free, you will be free indeed. And we are free in spirit. So join with me, if you will, with the affirmation at the top. Living from my Christ nature sets me free. Thank you.
We take a little seedling and we plant it in the ground. With a hope and a prayer it'll grow up strong. Faith that the future will someday come along. We try to believe in believing and to have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. We do a little dreaming and we plant it in our hearts. With a little bit of love it'll grow each day. Wanting our children to never be afraid. Is there a better dream worth dreaming? They have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Trust, believing, forgiveness, healing. Trust, believing, forgiveness, healing. Trust, believing, forgiveness, healing. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world.
I noticed when I got up here this morning that we didn't have a bio on Cheryl, but everybody knows Cheryl, and we really don't need a bio. And she is closing, or will be moving in, not too far from here, within walking distance, she said, except for it's not made for walking to here. But nonetheless, she's moving in this area. She found the Appleton area just right for her husband and herself. And we're glad, more than glad, just to have you in our congregation with us. And she has a long resume of unity involvement in all kinds of shapes and sizes, if you will. And I think all of us here know and come to anticipate hearing from Cheryl. And so with further ado, I welcome once again Cheryl.
Good morning. Let me pull this up here a little bit. I was just curious if my slides made it into the, no, that's all right. It's wonderful. So let me tell you what my topic, or my title is. Free at Last, Releasing the Chains Through Our Innate Powers. So I loved your message. Thank you, because it tied right in, of course, divine order with everything. In today's daily word, I'll be honest, I didn't read the daily word, so that all came in. So happy eve of our, actually it's not eve, it's not evening, happy cusp, right, of our nation's birthday today, or it'll be tomorrow. That's kind of exciting, always a fun time, you know, from the time you're little, you're looking forward to fireworks. Although now I hear fireworks aren't, you know, necessarily the proper thing to do because it scares all kinds of critters. And if anybody here has dogs or maybe even cats that are scared and they're on the little Xanax we've already put them on today because of the firecrackers. But tomorrow, well, this whole weekend is really a time to celebrate our Declaration of Independence, the freedom from oppression. And I love to look at everything as what the spiritual metaphor is, what's there. It's like, what is my own personal freedom from oppression? There's a statement, I know you've heard this, there's actually a song that we used to sing from the old red hymnals. We are free and unlimited, right? I am free and unlimited. Say that with me. I am free and unlimited. Do you believe that? Really, do you believe that, though? Did anybody have any doubts? How many days ago was it? 9 days ago? About the decisions that came about. Did we feel free and unlimited in that moment? A lot of people didn't. They started questioning. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Not that specifically, but that was pretty impactful. So I'm going to paraphrase Eric Butterworth. Every person hungers for freedom, but life is consciousness, and only in consciousness can one be in bondage. Only in consciousness can one be in bondage. So it follows then, by only changing consciousness can one find freedom. We do have these innate powers. Sometimes we forget that we have these powers. Charles Fillmore liked to talk about them. He kind of borrowed from Eastern religion with the chakras, and he expanded on those in-body chakras. He called them the 12 powers. He added a few more. And that can be another class, another talk, is really looking at those powers and how to use those daily. So we do have these innate powers. We forget that we have them. But just the recognizing that we have been given the power of consciousness is a power in itself. Just the recognition we have consciousness, we have a choice, and that was read earlier as well. We have a choice. Freedom, true freedom, is the release of all the chains that bind us. Chains of the past hurts, any words, actions, misdeeds perpetrated on us, to us. All of that, it creates chains on us. We're weighed down. You see people walking around that are hunched over. They're walking down the street, and you just see they have the burdens of just life on their back. There was, at the time of Jesus, the language that was spoken was Aramaic. It's a dead language. Nobody speaks that anymore. But there are many intellectuals who have pretty much figured out the code, and they know enough to be able to find some of the old writings from the time and to translate those. And it's interesting because the Aramaic word for freedom is shavak. S-H-A-V-A-Q, shavak. The Aramaic word for forgiveness is shavak. It's the same word, freedom, forgiveness. I forgive you. I set you free. I forgive all debts and debtors. Does that sound familiar? The Lord's Prayer? All debts and debtors, I forgive you, I set you free. You have freedom now. Charles Fillmore talked about that. Every night that he went to bed, Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, 130 years ago, every night when he went to bed, before he went to sleep, he would mentally go through his entire day, think about it, think who was involved, what happened that day, and he would mentally forgive every person he encountered, whether or not they did him harm. Anything that was maybe a slight negative encounter, he forgave to let him go, to live peacefully. Think about that. If we did that every day, anything, if we were able to get to that place, that Christ place, that elevated place where we immediately, instantly forgave. Fillmore said about freedom, we can never know the full meaning of freedom until we abide in the Christ consciousness. Without prayer and meditation, there can be no concept of spiritual freedom, and therefore no demonstration of it. We need to practice every day going into that centered space and realizing that by letting go, by shavak, by forgiveness, there is our own personal freedom. We must pray affirmative prayers and dwell in a spiritual place of meditation. So remember who you are. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Remember, you are an unlimited human being, and you came here to do great things. You have no limitations put upon you. Quite the contrary. You have the liberty of choice. The choice to choose, to know nothing is as it seems. Whatever is around us, the seeming negativity, it's just an illusion. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is in divine order and is part of a great work, including you. You are a great work. This is spiritual freedom at its finest. We are all light workers, as you spiritual beings having this human experience. We have, again, that innate power, that magical force in us to make the choice to forgive, to let go, to be present, to recognize that there is only one power and one presence, God the good, omnipotence. So if you'd be willing to, I'd like to do an exercise with you. You don't have to do anything, but sit where you are and just relax. Go within and just visualize someone, the first person who comes to mind who needs forgiveness. Whoever this person is who popped into your mind, hold them in front of you. You don't have to like them. You don't have to feel that you love them. It's difficult to envision someone who's done something negative to you. And if it's very difficult for you to have them in front of you, ask the help of God to hold this person for you. There is a connection between you and this individual. There's a cord that runs from them to you. That cord is the energy, that bit of pain or hurt. And it exists someplace in your body. It could be your throat, your chest, your solar plexus, your gut area. It could be your back, the back of your neck. Visualize whatever that place is and see that there is a cord that's connected between you and that individual. And you're being handed a pair of very large golden scissors that you hold in your hand, and you're able to reach that point of connection of that cord on your body. And right now, you're going to cut the cord. Breathe into that as you release that person. They no longer have power over you. It's gone. And in its place, we breathe into that place physically on your body. Just breathe into that and see a glowing golden light, healing, filling your body with the Christ light. And you ask God, Christ, Spirit, Allah, to fill that and to heal that. All power is given to me in mind and body. Silently say that to yourself in your mind. Just say it along with me. All power is given to me in mind and body. Feel the power of God working through you to free you from any negative influence. You are a child of God. You have the power to control your thoughts, to revitalize your body, to be successful, and to bless others. Unleash the power within your mind and body. I am strong in God and in the power of God's might. I am strong in God and in the power of God's might. I am strong in God and in the power of God's might. Feel the strength of God pouring through you, strengthening you in every part of your body temple. You are no longer bowed by burdens, your own, your family's, or the world's. You are free, poised, lighthearted, and you face life confidently, strong in God and in the power of God's might. I am free and unlimited. I am free and unlimited. I am free and unlimited. You are free with the freedom of spirit. Negative conditions have no power over you. You are one with the Christ. For you are a child of the living God. You are poised, free, and unlimited. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now. Right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now. Right now.
Personal prayer and guided musical meditation, and then we can remain in essential silence during the music. If you choose to, and you haven't already done so, you may close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body as it relaxes into your chair and you let go of today's anxieties. Feel your feet on the solid earth beneath as you let go of tomorrow's worries. Become aware in this moment of your breathing. As you breathe in life, breathe out love. Breathe in life as you become centered, focus your attention on your beautiful heart, your beautiful Christ self, and become filled with gratitude. And allow into yourself that which fills you with peace and light. And so we continue. And now I invite you to gently return to this place.
Wow. Thank you, Cheryl, and John, and Tom. Go deep into the Christ self that we are and access it through our heart. It's always there because that is who we are. Now we move from meditation to our affirmation of prosperity. This is the time in our service when those of us who think of Unity of Appleton as our spiritual home practice putting spirit first in our financial life. We know that when we do this, not only does it prosper the spiritual community we love, it also supports our own spiritual growth and opportunity and prosperity. Let this be a time to connect with the guidance of Spirit in you and give whatever amount Spirit guides you to give. Whatever that amount is this morning, take it in your hand and bless it with your love. If you're one of the growing number of us who give electronically, take the gift into your heart. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. Let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God in you as your one source. Then please join in our affirmation of prosperity. And together, Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of Spirit in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And we join together in affirming the celebration of giving and receiving. Together, divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I all that I have, give, and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source.
I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs. But the world needs all the good that I can do.
Bless these gifts that we have given from our abundance to the good of unity and to the world. We may not be able to do all that we want in the world, but the world needs everything we can do, and we can, because we are spirit in action, and that is freedom. So, announcements. I'm going to give the first one to Fred. Otherwise, I said, you can kick me if I forget. He once again has garden lettuce and spinach, and is down in the refrigerator.
No, there's a cooler there.
They're cooler, okay. And so if you would like one of those pieces of lettuce and spinach, and/or spinach, take one while supplies last. And thank you, Fred. Further announcements. Since the second sound immersion with Karen Pujals was such a success, she will be coming back in July for solo gigs. New Moon event, July 14th. Full Moon event, July 28th. Both events will be capped at 22 participants. The $25 fee will be collected at the door the evening of the event. Please sign up via email at unity@unityofAppleton.org. Please arrive earlier than the 7 p.m. start time to get settled in and bring water, a yoga mat, blanket, pillows, etc. for comfort. Are there any other? Okay. Hate social media? Even if you hate it, our social media presence is important. It's how we let people know we exist. For example, our Community Connections newsletter last month was sent to 266 subscribers each week, yet only around 108 ever opened it. Facebook says that last month we reached 687 people, a 47% increase from the previous month. We had 699 post engagements, up 360% from last month. Social media works to let people know about us. How can you help? Please like, follow, and comment on Unity of Appleton post. Paige tries to post daily because she makes us more likely to show up on a search for anything Unity online. Please make an Instagram account if you don't have one and follow Unity of Appleton. The more followers we get, the more visible our presence is online. The more people know about us, the better our chances they come here to check us out. I plead guilty. I need to do that too. So, good advice, and it really has the results too. Any other announcements? Community at Unity. T-shirts and hoodies are available for sale. Check the coat rack for new additions to your wardrobe. These limited edition shirts will show your Unity pride. Payment can be made in the offering plate. Please note if it is for a t-shirt or sweatshirt. Sign up for whatever makes your heart sing. There are lots of things to do. Check out the Connect and Serve table in the back for sacred service opportunities. We really need chairpersons. It's a lot of fun. And greeters, so go over there and sign up. It's fun and a great way to connect with our community. Speaking of opportunities, announcing the reformation of the Spiritual Social Action Team. Yes, SSAT's goal is to make Unity of Appleton more visible in our surrounding area by planning sacred service and outreach opportunities. For example, a booth at Appleton's Pride events, volunteer at a food pantry, work with NAMI on a project. Sound interesting? Sign up at the Connect and Serve table. The team can decide how often to meet and whether to meet in person or virtually. Let's make our presence known in our wonderful community. Okay. So let us stand and do our prayer of protection. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us.
The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Unity of Appleton, it is our place, a home where we love and learn and sing. When we get together, it's the love in our heart that sees beauty everywhere in everything. Oh, blood, life is love, yeah. La, 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 life is love. Oh, blood, life is love, yeah. La, 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 life is love. I am so thankful that we are right here. With the love we have, it's really true. If we all stay mindful and we practice grace, there is no limit to what each of us can do. Oh, blood, life is love, yeah. La, 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 life is love. Oh, blood, life is love, yeah. La, 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 life is love. And if you know that life is love, sing oh, bloody, blah, da.
Aha, here's that red light I told you about, Cheryl. It's on. Did you notice it earlier? Okay, folks, I think most of you are